was here last, the farmers disked the field, this one, that one, and then there's one over the other side, and just talking to him a little while ago, and he said he will be drilling this in the next fortnight, so I've got 2 weeks. Well, I've been here just short of an hour, and I have found nothing except for a couple of shot caps. So I decided to walk down the edge of the field here, because this is an old ancient footpath that goes through the gate there, but I'm not allowed in there. That's pasture land, and he does not like anybody on that, which is a shame. Which goes down to the road. There's a road that runs just on the horizon there, and but anyway, I'm going to walk this this path here, and while I was just starting here, I find it looks like a penny. I'm not sure whose it is. It could be a Vicky. Yeah, it looks, is it? I can't see. Yes, I think it's a Victoria. I'll have to put my glasses on. Well, just one little lead bullet. 1800s, I should imagine. Nothing much, just one little tip. Lead bullet. Moving on. Well, one little iron buckle on the surface. Nothing to write home about, incomplete, but one little buckle. Well, I'm not sure if anybody can identify this. It was found about 6 inches down. It's I thought initially it was going to be a ring that sat like that on the finger, you know, with the raised bit, something like that, but now I'm not sure. It could be a bit of furniture decoration, it could be just a decoration on top of a tin, but that's down the side anyway, and that's the other side where it bends round, but then it's got this big lump of iron or something underneath, so it's got a little decoration on the top. If anybody's got any idea, I'd appreciate some thoughts. Pete, maybe you've got an idea. You normally come up with some good ideas. I'd appreciate that. Anyway, on to the next. Well, looks like a little piece off the end of a chain. Not silver or anything, just ordinary copper alloy kind of stuff. But that's what it looks like. It's like at the off the end of maybe a watch chain or something like that. Well, we have a halfpenny again. Found so many on here. Not sure whose it is. It's pretty blank. We'll come back in a minute. Well, I think it's a bunhead Victoria. I can just pick out a little bit of detail of Victoria, and I can see the word Victoria there. I can't see anything for the date. I think it says 1867. It's very, very faint. But anyway, bunhead Victoria halfpenny, 1867. We'll stick with that. Try and get some more off it later. Well, one little buckle. Again, not that old, but in good nick. The pin is gone, but that looks like part of a harness buckle, and found quite a few of them on here. But anyway, quite a nice buckle. Well, a nice little military badge, crown, and then what looks like a bird flying. It could be an eagle, it could be, I can't quite make it out, but I'll get it under the magnifier and see what we can find. But it looks like a bird in flight. Not sure where that's come from or what it represents, but we'll check that out and put it up in the in the video. Well, that is one corker of a musket ball. If it is a musket ball, it's lead, it's obviously round, but there's nowhere that it shows that it's finished off or was molded or anything like that, or obviously it was. But that is a corker. Most of the musket balls I find are maybe half that size, or 2/3 that size, but that is a bumper. Now I can see where it was, the mold was broken off right there. Okay, so that obviously is a musket ball. Just to give a little bit of history, I found a Charles I over in the next field, and Cromwell and his men, where those pylons are up there, Cromwell and his men actually camped around there. Can't go on there obviously because they're now building all along that side there, but never did get permission. But Cromwell and his men were on their way to Naseby, which is in that direction, and his men camped out here. Cromwell himself actually stayed in the town in one of our hotels. I'm not going to name it because you know exactly where I am, but he stayed in the hotel and his men camped out in the fields, and you never know, maybe this little baby came from there. It's obviously very old, and anyway, you can always dream and make up a story, and but anyway, it's been a long time since I found a musket ball. Okay, Pete, maybe you can give me some idea of where that came from. I can't give you a size right now, particularly in centimeters or millimeters, but I'll put it up on the video. Okay, moving on to the next. But maybe not just a bit of lead. There's a little nodule there and one there where obviously was a fixing for something. It could be that this is a part of the pot that would have carried the charge for the or the powder for the muskets. I found the musket ball just behind us, and who knows, could be part of one of those little pots. Maybe somebody else is going to break my dream and tell me it's something ridiculous, but anyway, there it is, one little bit of lead. Well, not sure what we've got here. We'll do a little bit of a reveal together. It looks like a trade weight. Oh, maybe not. We'll have a little look now. Yeah, it looks like a trade weight. I'm going to clean it up and then we'll come back. Well, I'm going to say it's a trade weight. There's no markings or usual markings in it that you'd see in a trade weight, particularly the Georgian ones, and I'm not totally convinced, but possibly is. There's a nice patina to it, and then there's like a little bit right in the center there. Just can't work it out what it is at the moment, but we'll check that out and come back to you at the when we... Well, found another musket ball, the little one on the right hand side there. The one on the left is the one I found earlier, and that is the one on the right is the size that I normally find, and I just thought I'd show you the difference in size compared side by side. I haven't found a musket ball for ages, and then this morning I find two. Well, what looks like the top part of a clothes hook. You can see the little hook there, bent over and then snapped at the other end. I found quite a number of these, but this is the first one on this site, and possibly goes back to Tudor times, and I will settle for a Tudor clothes hook. Well, okay, one little buckle. I don't think it's that old. but it's older than some of the ones I've had off here. I would put it about early 1900s, something like that, maybe mid 1900s, 1920, 30, something. But anyway, one little buckle. Moving on. Well, there's me hoping to find Roman coins, and what do I find? A pound coin, I think it is. It's pretty messed up, but that in my eyes is a £1 coin. Clean it up, come back to you. Well, it's a 1997 £1 coin. Well, that's not metal, it's actually stone, but that is almost perfectly round, and I was wondering whether it could have been used as a, not a cannon, maybe a cannonball or something like that, but it's not perfectly round by any stretch of the imagination, but maybe some sort of slingshot. It's you can see that it's actually been, I think, worked and shaped like that, but anyway, just a thought, maybe somebody can come up with an idea. It's raining now, so I've put my coat on and my Wellingtons, and we'll give it a try. If it gets any heavier, then we'll pack in and come back another day. Well, next find is a tiny little thimble. Most probably, I assume that these thimbles are used for sewing sacks and stuff like that. Found, I don't know, tens, maybe 20, 30, 40 of these tiny little thimbles. Then surely men could never put their fingers in there. They look like they use the children to, or women to sew up the sacks or whatever. And I found several of these thimbles. Some have been centuries old, but this is quite a modern one, 1800s I should imagine, thimble, maybe 1900s, up to 20th century anyway. Bit battered on one side and quite nice on the other. Moving on. I thought this was going to be something good, but I'm afraid it's just one of those copper alloy rings that you find, sword hanger, whatever you want to call it. Obviously quite old. I always thought they were just like belt rings and they would hang stuff. I would put it medieval. Looking at the way it's been made, very crude, very but who knows. There's been lots of suggestions. You can see some markings around there. It's just where they've cut it and filed it and whatever else. No more to say about it. One copper alloy, maybe bronze, is quite heavy. Ring. Well, one coin come out of with a spoil here. We'll have a look, see what it is. Not a clue. Oh, it's not, it's a button. Here's a button. You Muppetian. But I think it's got a bit of design on it. It does. Oh, there you go. We'll have a look, see what that is. Very nice button. Well, I can't quite make out what the design is, but what I'll do, I haven't got my specs with it. It's got DG, and could be a military button. In fact, I think it is. But anyway, I'll clean that up and research it and come back. But I did think it was looks just like a coin, and I thought, oh my word. But no, not to be. We'll give it a clean up, see what it says later. No, it can't work, just DG. We'll work that out later. Moving on.